Yeah. Won't only God can judge me. So I think it's God. Today we're going to be talking about courtroom session. We're going to be talking about national debt. Okay. They tell me that we're $37 trillion in debt. Somehow fucking, I don't know how the fuck are we $37 trillion in debt when money is not real, fiat currency goes on and shit, and people who fucking did that shit is still living and breathing and shit. First off, they guilty as fuck. They guilty as fuck. But we in debt. I mean, like, so who the fuck we gotta pay back and shit? I mean, for real and shit. Being the fucking strongest fucking country in the world and shit. How do we do that? How we do that? And we can just renege on all these motherfucking bitch ass niggas and shit out here, all these other countries and shit like this because we the strongest motherfuckers. You hear me? And that's what's going on and shit like this. And pause. How we doing? Welcome to Only God Can Judge Me. So I think it's God for the session. Today on the docket we have talking about the national debt. And with the national debt, we look at it to be $37 trillion and shit like this. You wonder how we got there. And we got there because we accepted fiat currency through those bitch ass, faggot ass motherfuckers called the Rothschilds and shit, or through the Rockefellers, all that dumb shit that they be doing. So that's how we got here to it's called central banking, a central banking system, International Monetary Fund. We got there on this level like this because it's like, well, we the fucking strongest country and shit. How the fuck are we in debt? And who the fuck are we owing shit? Be like, hell, sometimes you gotta be like, hell, you know what? Renege on that nigga. Renege on that shit because you can't whip out motherfucking ass and shit. And we got the strongest motherfucking goddamn military and shit, so hell, everything should be free for us Americans and shit. And that's how I fucking look at it and shit. And that's what's going on. I mean, so but if we wanna sit there and people wanna dog down that road and shit and say how other things is, or how everybody else is being and shit like this, maybe be like, okay, and be like, okay, Nick, well, don't be too goddamn harsh on what's going on and shit. Fuck that. That goes back to me saying about the whole deal with people being plants and shit inside our government to ruin our government and shit and make us goddamn slaves again, and we not knowing and shit because again, people should not be working over 2 hours a fucking day and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because and traffic should not be how traffic is and shit. I'm saying I done said this shit, I can promote this shit and I stand on that shit like that kind of deal. So back to the whole debt. Like, okay, who the fuck do we owe? And what they gonna do about it if we don't pay them and shit? And why we keep goddamn bleeding goddamn American people and shit, my people, out of fucking money and shit, that is supposed to be going toward people, you know what I'm saying, like to help us out and shit. Like, why we got homeless people on the streets? Why we got that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm old veteran. So why we got veterans, we got homeless veterans, we got homeless people on the street and shit, but we got money and shit like this to give to motherfucking goddamn foreigners and illegal motherfucking immigrants and shit like that? How the fuck is that goddamn working out and shit? What the fuck is that about? I don't get it. I mean, if somebody knowing shit, tell me and shit. Hit up in a goddamn chat or whatever like this. Again, I don't care about subscribers. I don't care about if you like or now dislike my motherfucking video and shit, and fuck you and 4 motherfuckers that look like you. I don't give a shit about none of y'all motherfuckers, for real. And that's just how it is. I mean, so hey, I'm just here to goddamn tell the truth and shit about what the fuck is going on. I mean, so we in debt again. How the fuck are we in debt? Who we in debt to? China? Fuck China. Fuck Russia. Fuck the Middle East. Fuck the goddamn any goddamn religion. Fuck all these bitches. I don't give a fuck about none of them motherfuckers and shit. And that's what's going on in my world and shit. And if our people and shit, congressman, the Senate, and all this other stupid shit, even through the judicial system that has been bought, paid for and shit, you guilty as fuck. You guilty as fuck on all that shit like that. I mean, so that's how I see it, and that's what the fuck is going on. That's what the fuck is going on my goddamn men. And I speak for the American people. I speak for the American people, not for the blacks, because that's the color that somebody else gave us, and those are the same motherfuckers who gave us that color. Same people gave freaking white people their color and shit. Ain't no color and shit. Hell, we Americans. Yeah, and people who ain't supposed to be here and shit, need to get the fuck up out of here and shit. And that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we don't hold no fucking body and shit. Motherfuckers still want to sit there and take money out our motherfucking pockets and shit to sit there and fund illegal immigrants and shit like this coming in this motherfucking shit. All these fucking old retarded ass fucking good spending ass fucking gas station owners and shit like this. That's what the fuck is going on around this motherfucking shit. That ain't what we doing around here. You hear me? Go to John. Back again. Only God can judge me. Only niggas God. Court is in session. All right. Make sure. That's good, damn. All right, and on and shit like this. Phone on. That's on. All right. That's good to go. From the last shit I was talking about with the national debt, I gotta say that hey, again they got us paying for this shit, and they got us paying for it, and we're gonna stand by, be cowards and shit, and let this shit keep going. On today's docket, on right now's docket, say that we're gonna go with the of our country, or are we the independence of our country? Independence. Independence means that we are free from all others that being that they think they have some right above us or things of that nature. And they don't own me. They own y'all bitch ass and shit, but here, they don't fucking own me at all. I mean, that's just the way it fucking is. They own y'all bitch ass all. If you want to be weak, like slavery and shit like this, slavery would never exist and shit. Motherfuckers stood up and shit. Like a lot of motherfuckers used to drown they step and shit and chained up and shit and go say hey, they refuse to be working for a motherfucker and shit. But same time and shit, hell, black folks own slaves too. White folks own slaves and shit, come back from the Slavic whole side and shit. I think I spoke on that a little bit. But what I'm talking about today is the independence of our country and shit. Now, how the fuck we celebrating real day, like the 4th of July, Independence Day? How we independent and shit if we still depend on the queen with her bitch ass, her dead ass and shit, her son, her husband, his old dumb ass, old ugly ass nigga and shit, and all that stupid shit? How the fuck do we think we independent if we still up under their shit? When I say that shit, I go back to the whole shit I got on. It's again, people pass the bar. It's called the British Accreditation Registry to wear this stupid shit. Now, sure, I'm old veteran, old Navy guy, go world's greatest Navy and shit. You know what I'm saying? So people look at it like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what's It's not what you motherfucking think. Yeah, y'all think some shit, and we the quickest motherfuckers in America and shit to just jump on the bandwagon of certain shit. But what does the country and independence really mean? It ain't about no fucking ribs. It ain't about ribs, niggas. It ain't about goddamn cookouts, Americans. It ain't about none of that shit. It's not about that. It's about 1776 and shit, and the First Amendment, the Bill of Rights and shit, the Second Amendment, us goddamn get the told out goddamn tools and shit, that poles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck somebody up and shit. That's why the fuck they ain't goddamn came back at us yet. Even though they trying to fuck up the country through all these other wars and shit, through this Israel dumb shit, through this Palestinian bullshit and all this other shit. But they ain't doing shit with us and shit because we all to the motherfucking to the tooth, to the teeth, to whatever we want to say and shit, and we gonna blast motherfuckers and shit. Come on over here on our land and shit. I mean, they may say we protected by the oceans and shit, and everything going across overseas and shit, you know what I'm saying, to the Middle East and all that nonsense shit. But I look at it like this. People from Palestine and shit, Palestinians, the old Philistines and shit from this fucked up ass Bible type shit again, to the Israel, to the back Israelites, to whoever the fuck you think you is or whoever you think you want to be in life. Fuck you. We ain't got time for that shit. Y'all want to do that shit? We got busy enough time and shit over here doing our own shit like this. Get the fuck out of my motherfucking country and shit. First off and shit. Thank you. I mean, so let's just get back to it. What does independence really feel like? Independence feel like when you don't depend on nobody to do shit. I mean, hell, how the fuck you think? What's that old faggot ass nigga name? What's his name? He wasn't faggot and shit, you know what I'm saying? He was fucking the bitches and shit, you know what I'm saying? MLK, Martin King Jr. and shit. He was fucking them hoes. He was fucking them hoes and shit. He was a whole Republican out this motherfucking shit. Now again, I ain't saying the last video and shit, but hell, vote God 2024 and shit for president. Vote God for president. Write my name in and shit. I ain't doing that super PAC shit. I ain't doing none of that stupid shit like that. But hell, vote me president and shit. And this not even just for American shit, through the rest of the goddamn world and shit like this, and we can get rid of the goddamn stupid motherfuckers, the New World Order or the Old World Order, the people in the goddamn the clean clothing and the shit, the new clothes, or whatever they want to do. The World Economic Forum, the City of Council, the Council of Foreign Relations, all that bullshit, Skull and Bones. The Freemasons, all that shit. Fuck all these motherfuckers and shit. I don't give a fuck about none of them. And you shouldn't either. Because they in on it of making us slaves and shit, and we don't understand that we're slaves and shit. So we understand that. Do we really have true freedom? Do we have true freedom? We got this old little tall bitch and shit that's all green and brass and whatever the fuck she is up in New York City and shit that we got from France or that old faggot ass country and shit. Called the fucking, call that bitch and shit, the Statue of Liberty and shit. Fuck that motherfucking bitch too. And fuck what they did and fuck all that shit. Fucking all that shit. Motherfuckers are guilty. Even send that shit over here and shit. And we guilty as fucking shit for even goddamn side with that goddamn dumb shit or accepting that motherfucking shit. Like what they supposed to mean and shit, because it's like this. You see this fucking flag right here and shit?